Hey guys, and welcome to episode 12 of Live with Lewis. I'm Matthew Lewis, and here we have Brandon Kenney. He is a man of many talents. Roll the intro. Oh, Brandon, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. So I know we've had a whole conversation before this that we should have recorded, but how you been, man?
Good. How are you, buddy?
Doing good. I'm just trying to got these two new GoPros. I'm excited. Hopefully we can
Hopefully get it figured out.
yeah, hopefully we can get it figured out. But first question, ask everybody the same question.
Yep.
Where does Brandon come from?
I'm born and raised in Moorhead, been here my whole life, and probably will be here for a long while.
Yeah. So you went to high school at Round County, right?
I went to a few high schools.
Yeah.
I went to Lakeside for a little while, and then I transferred there to Round County, and then ultimately graduated from Bath County.
Really? So you actually graduated from Bath County?
I graduated from Bath County.
And then I remember whenever you was a senior, I was a freshman. And I remember did you play baseball at Round County?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. But
yeah.
Is that the
that was the reason that I transferred?
Okay. Yeah, that was the reason.
That was the whole reason for it. Yeah.
So did you like baseball?
Oh yeah. That was pretty much what I grew up doing and what I enjoyed spending all my summers doing. And then finally, probably when I was 16, I started working a little bit more and making my own money, and sports kind of got put a little bit on the back burner. But I still played high school, but didn't play in the summer as much.
Right, I get that. Yeah, I played baseball up until my freshman year.
Yeah,
I played, and I was a slow fat kid. So
well, trust me, I was slow fat kid, and then somehow I ended up getting a little bit faster, and that was about the only thing that saved me. So
yeah. So after you got out of high school, did you go straight to college or?
Actually, the day that I graduated high school, I went home and packed everything and moved out into one of my one of my mom's rentals.
Really?
Yeah.
The day you said
the day I graduated. Yeah. Day I graduated. I just I don't know. I just wanted to move out. I don't know why, but probably had to do over. I'd probably stay for a little bit longer and let my grandmother actually do my laundry and cook for me.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So whenever you was in whenever you was in college, what'd you major in?
We did construction management and civil engineering. Did all 4 years. Ultimately, though, in my last semester, I kind of just started doing other things and work related, and just college wasn't for me, and I kind of put it on the back burner.
Yeah, I get that. I actually started the plant board 3 weeks after I graduated.
Okay.
So I mean, college never. I'm trying to go back now. I'm trying to get a welding degree.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's a lot going on, and I might put it on the back burner some more and just until the time's right.
Honestly, if I could give any advice as to right now, like a plumber, electrician, anything like that, there's crazy money to be made in it. There's a high demand for it, and people are they want their toilets to flush and they want their water to run, so and they want their lights to work and their air conditioner and all that kind of stuff, so they're willing to pay, so it'll work. So that's kind of where I think everybody should maybe shift towards a little bit. College is great, but college isn't for everybody.
That's right.
So I've got plenty of friends who went to college who have great construction management, project manager jobs. They do great, and but college wasn't for me, and it just worked out. So
right, worked out, and worked out for you. It seems
for now, it's working out, and hopefully it continues to work out.
Yeah. So you and your wife, how'd you guys meet?
I actually went to school together. Couldn't stand each other. Didn't, honestly. If you told me when I met her that was going to be my wife, that we would be together forever, that was a case that I would believe. But God has his ways of making things happen, and it happened. So I'm glad it did. We've got 2 great little boys, and
congratulations. You just have a son.
Yeah. He's 2 weeks old, 2.5 weeks old,
growing. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. And the other one, he broke his leg, but
I saw that. How did he break his leg?
Dog. Dog. We're going one way and one went looking. One brushed up against each other, and just he fell awkwardly and it just ended up being broke.
Wow.
Felt kind of bad because I was like, "Hey man, you'll be all right," but yeah, ended up being broke. So that's
I remember whenever we were kids, it's like just put some dirt on it.
Exactly, and that's kind of what I was kind of emphasizing there. Rub some dirt on it, and
but your luck,
yeah,
it
was broke. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And after he broke his leg, and then the day after that, my wife went into labor. So it's been it's been an interesting last 2.5 weeks adjusting to a newborn and
kid with a broken leg.
Yeah, kid with a broken leg. But we're making it happen. She's doing great and
super mom, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Rocking it.
Yeah. So when did you guys get married?
We've been married 3 years now.
3 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is sweet.
Yeah. Well, we dated for, probably 5 years and then been married for 3.
Really? You guys dated that? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So let's start talking business.
Okay.
So the first business you started, I think, was your mowing business, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I started it when I was in high school. Just had a few clients. Honestly, if you'd told me that I'd be mowing grass right now for a living, that I probably wouldn't believe it. I've always my family, was in the construction business, so I just thought, that I was going to end up doing that. I still do a little bit of it, but not on the same scale maybe yet. But we started out with like I said, about 10, 12 yards, and we've grown into a little bit bigger company than that now, and we do just a little bit about everything.
Yeah. So you do the mowing.
Yep.
You do leaf stuff, right?
Yeah, we do leaf removal. We trim bushes. We do takeoffs on new landscaping designs and retaining walls, patios, anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and then after the mowing business started, then what was your next?
I did the mowing business in between. There's a little bit of a time period that I worked for my dad from about 18 till about 21, 22.
That was construction.
Yeah. Right? And, the mowing business was kind of just like a little extra money in my pocket that I wasn't trying to make a career out of it or anything like that. And then, I'm 28 now. So probably about, 6 years ago, my family's business, everybody went their separate ways. Right. And, sometimes maybe family shouldn't be business partners and all that kind of stuff. But I had to do something. So we started doing, I just haven't really advertised more, but just started, I don't know, mowing more places and just advertising to other people maybe. I did maybe one time make some business cards, and people would come and ask us something, we'd hand a business card to them or something like that. But most of our stuff over the years has become just word of mouth.
Really?
I don't spend any money on marketing. Probably shouldn't say this, but none of my trucks have any lettering on them.
Yeah.
No DOT numbers, none of that. They don't, as for now that, we're trying to fly a little bit under the radar as far as that kind of stuff goes. Eventually I want to, put, letters on it, and we'll start marketing a little bit. But at this point right now, if I do that and we start taking on more stuff, I'll have to hire like a secretary and like start an office and like start doing all that kind of stuff. Right. Because I just, between family and doing all the other stuff and trying to take care of all the guys and make sure everybody's paid, and it's just, I'm sure it's a lot. It is. I mean, she gets a little mad every like Friday night when I have to go pay everybody. During at one point this summer there was 9 people that I had to pay. Wow. Of course we've cut down to probably like 4 or 5 right now. That'll probably get cut down even more when probably into December. Yeah. Well, when snow starts flying is when it actually pick up.
Oh yeah, because
we'll be starting doing snow removal, and that was a business venture that I didn't even start till last year. I didn't even know that it would make any money. I went out and one of those things, I just spent money and was hoping that it'd make some money, and it paid for itself and some, in that time. just of that last year of us pushing snow.
Yeah.
We got probably about 4 or 5 snows that, you know, actually we got to go out and plow and made some
last
money.
year's the snow was pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm hoping for about the same this
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you get excited whenever the snow comes on. Everybody
Yeah,
else,
well,
like, oh man,
I'm excited if we get a certain amount because
Yeah.
our contracts and stuff are only if we get, you know, a certain amount. So if it just kind of
Really?
like a little flurry or something like that, you know, we don't go out and do anything. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's more of a nuisance to me. I can't go do other things.
Yeah.
But you know, you know, I enjoy what I do for the most part. You know, I got my own schedule. If I want to take off and go to California right now,
Right.
I can take off, go to California. I
Yeah.
ain't got nobody to answer to.
Well, another thing that if you have like a good set of guys, then
Yeah.
then
Oh,
you
and
can,
you know, that's another thing. You know, having guys that you know that are
you can trust and everything like
trust and that just know how to get the job done
Right.
and know what you expect and take pride in their work, and you know, they just have good work ethic.
that. Yeah. It seems like nowadays it's really hard to find people
I mean, I've got
that's
two
even
guys.
willing.
Yeah, I've got 2 guys that are on salary.
Yeah.
That you know, if they don't work today through the week, then they get, you know, paid.
Right.
So that's just, you know.
But they probably didn't come like that straight out of the gate though.
No, you know, but they've earned it.
Right.
And they're great guys. And, you know, there's a few other little benefits that I throw in there that, you know, just to try and sweeten the pot and make it more worth their while, you know. And, you know, another thing is I'm not, you know, they call me, they're like, hey man, I need to, you know, take my kid to the doctor, or hey, I need to go to the doctor, or you know, mom's sick, I gotta help her out, or anything like that. You know, I'm not like, no, you got to be here, or, you know, anything like that. I mean, like, everybody's human, you know, everybody's got emergencies and stuff like that. So, you know, I understand how that goes, and you know, I'm not gonna, you know, punish anybody for, you know, having an emergency or anything like that.
But I'm sure you've seen it the other way too.
Yeah, take advantage of it for sure. But you know, the people that have taken advantage of it, they didn't take advantage of it for long.
Yeah.
You know,
and that probably came with you learning and stuff like that too. Because I know whenever I first started, like people, whenever I first, whenever I first started mowing, people would be like, "Oh, I'll give you $20." I'm like, okay,
yeah,
you know, because I didn't know any better.
Yeah,
and then I learned. I'm like, well, I can't do that. No, I don't have a mowing business no more. So obviously, you can't.
And that's
do
the
that.
thing is like, you have to know your price.
Yeah.
You have to know like what you have to charge to pay your bills at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You have to know what you got to make at the end of the month to pay everything.
Yeah.
And you know, you just gotta do it. I mean, if and that's another reason that, you know, try to have multiple sources of income.
Yeah.
You know, like during the winter months when things are slow, I've got the car business, you know, sell a few cars, you know, it's, you know, helps smooth it and even things out.
Yeah.
Also have a few mobile homes that I rent out. Landlord life's rough. I mean, it's
I'm sure it's awful.
If you get great people that are good tenants, you know, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy going. But there's also, you know, there's those people that just make you pull your hair out.
Yeah. I'm sure right now it's terrible.
COVID sure didn't help.
Yeah. I'm sure it did.
You know, and most of the time in the world that we live in today, nobody respects anything that's not theirs, and half the time they don't even respect it if it is theirs. So, you know, just getting somebody in there that you trust is going to take care of your place is, you know, just, it's hard.
Few and far between, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you get people who call. There's people who call every day, but you start asking for references, where they live now.
Yeah.
You just, you know.
Yeah, and then you hear the people, why are they asking for this? I'm like, well, they've been through it. You know what I mean?
I mean, we don't want to go through it.
Yeah.
You know, every time, like, let's, you know, they live in it for, you know, not 3 months, but, you know, they live in it for, you know, 6 to 8 months. They trash it, move out. They did $5,000 worth of damage, but you only paid, you know, $4,200 worth of rent, and you're not even, you didn't even, yeah. And, you know, it's just that kind of stuff, you know, is not, landlords being a landlord's hard.
Yeah.
But you know, I selling cars has been
is that what you started, like, kind of after you I know you started mowing in high school and everything like that. Is that like your second business venture, would you think? Is the cars?
It's the cars technically. I tried to convince my grandfather to let me start a Copart account when I was 18. And
so what is Copart?
Copart is well, there's actually two of them. There's Copart and there's IAAI. And they should pay me for this publicity, but
get them some ad revenue.
They actually are like, if you wreck your car or anything, let's say your boat sinks,
they have boats and stuff.
Camper flips, your ATV goes in a mud hole and the insurance company totals it out. It goes trailers, let's say you flip your skid loader over and it runs motor out or it catches fire or something. It goes to Copart. And so you can buy literally, about anything off of there. And you can buy it pretty cheap. And even if you have to put a little bit of money into it, it's way cheaper than what you're going to go buy at a dealership. Now, obviously they don't have financing, so you have to pay cash for everything, but it's kind of one of those win-win situations. You're not paying interest, plus you're not, having to, sit there and worry about if you're going to make the payment on it or not. So there's a few benefits to it, but there's also things, you can lose your butt on there. You can
is it all online?
Yeah,
can you
you can go check it out.
But it's probably like all over the country.
It is. They have over 100 locations probably just in the United States. There's 5 alone in Kentucky.
Really?
So and then there's another one in Hurricane, West Virginia. And then you've got a couple up in Ohio, and then Tennessee, Knoxville. They're bigger areas.
Fairly close.
Oh yeah, they're not too spread out. 9 hours to 10 hours is usually the farthest we go to get anything. Big rigs, I don't really like to go that far to get them unless they run and drive.
You
can actually pay for inspections and have them go inspect stuff and all that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, they like I said, they got ATVs, trailers, everything. Wow. But you can lose your butt on there. Like if you don't, let's say diesel pickup trucks, these big time SUVs, Jeeps, that kind of stuff. People can actually buy stuff on there. Like I could go buy a pickup truck off there, get it back. The motor's like got a hole in it, or I could go take it to somebody. He could go put some JB weld on it, or just resell a ticket, and then you could take it back down there and put it back on there and resell it again.
Golly.
Because I bought one time. I did every now and then I'll go I'll buy like 10 or 12 at a time, and then we'll fix them and sell them. Tax times, good time for that. I bought some up in New York one time, and New York.
God.
And I bought 4 2017 Chevy Cruises, and this was at the time was probably like 19 or 18, so these are like only a year-old, 2-year-old cars, and they were still making Cruises at the time. They don't even make Chevy Cruises anymore.
Really? I didn't know that. That's cool.
They quit in 2020, and I bought those Cruises. They were hail damage cars.
Okay. And so you wouldn't think it was that bad?
No,
just cosmetic. You would figure.
Yeah, and got it back, and they were just. It looked like somebody. I mean, they were hail damage. But like every panel, I mean, it was, and windshield glass, everything. But that wasn't even the worst of them. I bought a Chevy Colorado and a Jeep Wrangler, and they had taken drywall screws and screwed the quarter panel in.
Oh, wow.
On the Jeep. And they had taken, and when the Colorado had gotten wrecked, on the unibody underneath, it had actually ripped the hole where the control arm mounts off of the unibody. So they had taken the control arm and welded it to the unibody. Wow. So obviously in pictures or anything like that, you wouldn't know that. And it says run and drive on it. So you think, this, might not be too bad. So you take a chance on it and you get it back, and, you end up, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this thing? And one thing I will say about that is we fix them. I try and fix them as right as I can. I rarely buy anything that has airbags deployed in it. That's one of those things I try and stay away from. But the car business has been a good business venture, but honestly, the construction and the mowing business, I'd say, was probably number one right now.
So after the whole car venture, then you started You recently, haven't you? You kind of started the dirt work and construction side of it.
Here probably the last 3 or 4 years. You know, I bought an excavator, just a used excavator.
Yeah.
And sold it I bought a skid loader actually off Copart. We actually went to Louisiana, I think, and got it. And got it back. And that's one of those things you buy off Copart, you're not knowing what you're buying. But it just had a few little things on it. Got that fixed and got it going. It was a good skid loader I think I had it for almost a year, and used it and made some money with it, and then sold it and got my money back out of it. And all that kind of good stuff. So and then big thing is credit. Is having a good credit score. So I had a little bit of money to put down, so I went and bought some new machines.
Yeah.
And
so you had John Deere, didn't you?
Yeah, I had John Deere, and I'm the kind of guy that just likes to maybe switch it up a little bit every now and then. So I sold them, and now I've got a Takuchi and 2 Koboko excavators.
So you have the small, like at work we have like the big Koboko.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen the Koboko.
I've got a 45 and an 85. The 85 is a 20,000 pound class, and the 45 is probably a 10 to 12,000 pound class.
So you can do some pretty good jobs.
Yeah. We've I've got like I said, bought one of those mulching heads.
Yeah.
Put it on there. Haven't advertised it, so I haven't really got to use it much. Took it home and played around with it much. But I've been busy enough to where I haven't needed to advertise it and needed to work it, and everything's still getting paid. So maybe if I advertise it a little bit, I might work it. But for now, we can it'll sit there until I need it, I guess.
Yeah. Just put it in the building.
Yeah, it's just sitting there with I got like a pile of attachments for my skid loader and my excavators and stuff, and it's just sitting there.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing too. Like whenever I was mowing, like I would try to, like, even if I didn't need it, like I got the weed eaters with like the different head, like the different attachments. Yeah. And I would buy stuff and just set back. And if I need to ever do it.
Yeah. Trust me, dude. I'm the world's worst for that.
See a good deal and you're like, I have to have this.
For the most part.
Yeah.
One thing that I can say though, that in the past few years that I've been doing this is I really haven't bought anything for myself.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like a toy.
Yeah.
I haven't bought I will say I bought a camper. But, I've had the same razor and boat for the past 8-9 years.
Yeah.
Bought those when I was 18, when I first started, doing all this. And I
feel like you're like me. Whenever you buy like new stuff to work with, you're like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We've got a little bit of everything. I'm kind of the guy that somebody comes to me, they're like, hey, do you do this? And if I say no, I'm kind of like,
why don't I
do I need to do this?
Yeah.
I'm like, can I make a lot of money at this? Or is this something that, I can make money and it'll pay for itself? And then eventually down the road, it's just something that I have that it's all profit.
Yeah.
Because eventually some of the stuff I'll flip pretty regularly. As long as, business is doing good and everything is going good, God willing. But there's some things that eventually, that are just little things that you don't use a lot, but like when you do need them, they'll make you some money.
Right.
Stump grinders, number one thing right now that
first thing I thought
think of right off the top of my head. Yeah.
Because it seems like every time I needed a stump ground, Whitney Bradley down there, he never has it.
Yeah, it's always rented.
Yeah. But whenever
that'd be a good one. I'll get you. I know Whitney or Will one. We'll get them in here.
Yeah, that'd be sweet, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But let's kind of flip the page over.
Go ahead.
So you said how old's your first kid?
He is 2 years old.
2 years old.
Well, he's born in August. He's 2 and some months.
Okay, that's cool. What was it like? I ask everybody this that has kids.
Nothing like you'll ever imagine.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be cheesy or anything.
Right.
But it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your blood. It's your kid. I mean, sometimes he's a pain in the butt, but you look at him all the time, and some of them out of the time might not look like you, but this one happens to look like me, and I'm kind of like you, and he looks and acts exactly like me, like I was. Yeah. Well. Because of him and because of my other son, it's something I'm probably going to end up changing the name of my company to Kenney and Sons or something like that. Eventually, excuse me. And that's part of the one of the reasons that I haven't done any of the marketing or any of the advertising kind of that stuff. I have a Facebook page, but I think I'm gonna post it on twice.
Yeah.
And I think it was just for like leaf removal.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like one of those things, like, I just wanted to try and let people know that I even offered that service, because it's not like your every run of the day mill little landscape company does a lot of leaf removal.
Right.
And, that's one of the things I try and take pride of is, if bigger yards, bigger, like, apartment complexes, housing authorities, stuff like that. That's what the stuff that we like to cut. We like to cut the bigger stuff.
Right.
And we can cut it pretty quick. But I buy the equipment what my guys need. I've got one foreman, he tells me he's got a credit card and he needs to go buy something at the store. He tells me what he needs, go buy it.
Right.
And that's one of those things that, like, when I first started getting a little bit bigger, they were calling me, hey, I need this. Hey, I need this. And, I'd have to run down there, do something like that. And, it's just one of those things. And, I trust him to, have the credit card. I'm not afraid that he's going to, take off with it and go somewhere and spend a bunch of money.
Go buy a new truck.
Yeah. Well, he don't have that kind of limit on it, but, go buy some stuff.
Yeah.
But no, he's, my guys that work for me, they, they mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
A couple.
Your second family.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. They might, I might give them a hard time sometimes, and they might give me a hard time sometimes. But, at the end of the day, they help put, the food on my table, and, I help put the food on their table. So, we take care of each other, and, I try to take care of them when they need it, anytime that they need anything.
Yeah.
Couple of they really like Copart. I really like Copart because I got one of my he's my employee, but he's also my buddy.
Yeah.
He loves Copart. Yeah, he loves it as much as I do.
Yeah.
But
it's probably dangerous.
It is. It's bad. You can buy some stuff on there pretty cheap. Like we can go dirt nasty for like $500 in a Cherokee anytime you want to. You just tell me when.
Yeah. That'd be sweet. I'm actually trying to sell my side by side.
Yeah. Well, bad time to sell. Well, it's kind of a good time to sell, but
not awesome. I'll just be honest with you. It's really not awesome. It's for what I got in it. There's
just the accessories are what bites you in the butt.
Yeah. And I thought that it added value to the side by side.
No, and that's the bad thing about cars. You start buying these pickup trucks and everybody's like, hey, it's got, wheels and tires and lift on it. When it comes down to the end of the day,
you can take that off.
Yeah, you can take that off. I can go buy my and it's all about taste too.
Right.
Like, so, like, if you put a set of wheels on it, the next guy might not like those wheels as much. So he's not really wanting to pay for those wheels to be on there.
Yeah.
So, you don't, accessories and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons that I quit putting them on my vehicles.
Yeah.
I color match my front bumpers and stuff on some of my vehicles but as far as like doing the bling thing and putting, a bunch of money into one that I probably won't get back out. That was kind of one of those things that I learned growing up. That I learned.
Yeah. So, what do you think the future holds for you? For
right now, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. We're gonna try, hopefully, maybe next year to get up and do a little bit more hardscaping.
What's hardscape?
It's like patios, like patios. Retaining walls, that kind of stuff. I'd really like to, show everybody what we can do and that kind of stuff. I actually purchased a landscaping software like that you can do renderings on houses and stuff like that, to where you can plug and play different plants and different stuff.
That's sweet.
It just takes a little bit of getting used to. But when things slow down, I'll figure it out.
Play with it.
Yeah. I haven't really, one of them things that I haven't really told anyone about or anything, but just we'll start advertising maybe for it in the future.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. That's awesome. So I ask everyone this question that comes on. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Oh. I don't like to travel much.
See, I don't either.
I'm kind of a homebody.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we like to go to Florida a little bit, but like I don't like Florida.
Yeah.
We like to go to like not Disney, but Universal Studios and that kind of stuff. We like to kids at heart and like to do that kind of stuff. But Florida is just too hot for me. Honestly, somewhere like maybe Colorado, or somewhere out in there, somewhere like that. But
that's where I picked
Kentucky pretty well.
Yeah.
Colorado.
See, I don't think I'd ever move to Colorado, but I've never been, and I want to go so bad.
I went to Breckenridge once. It's a whole different world. They had like I don't know, I think it was like a record for snowfall.
Really?
And when you were walking down the sidewalks, you couldn't see like out into the street. They literally had like snow like dug out, like piled on both sides so that people could walk down the sidewalk. But you had to like basically know where you were going.
Yeah.
And I tried snow skiing for the first time. That wasn't too bad, but
did you do pretty good at
it? Yeah, I can water ski a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So
I just fall on my face.
Well, water skiing is a whole lot harder in my opinion.
Yeah,
just because you got to use a lot more muscles. I take that back. Stopping on snow skiing is really hard.
Yeah.
For somebody who's never done it before, at one point I just started falling down.
Yeah,
we get close to like at the bottom of the list, and I think I'm gonna hit like a little kid or something, so I just fall down.
Just take one for the team.
Yeah, exactly. I just, I'm not gonna hurt nobody, so I just like I said, I'm just laid out.
Yeah. Well, Brandon, this has been awesome.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
No problem. I could talk for another hour and a half, probably.
Yeah. I hope that everything you're doing, I hope you keep on doing it, man.
I appreciate it, buddy. It's been great talking to you, and thank you for having me.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, make sure that you like and subscribe and check out Brandon if you need seems like pretty much anything. Thank you.